Try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You'll stumble in my footsteps.
Hello, people! Right, I promised you I was going to show you what gear I took from the Land's End to John O Groats trip, which I'm halfway through-ish, but I'm now injured, and my leg isn't doing too well at the moment. I took that, I wrapped it up, and I've taken that off last night, and it's not good. It's not good. Just have to wait and wait, but it's getting frustrating just being stuck here now. Anyway, I'm showing you all the gear we're taking. I'll start with the rucksack. So the first rucksack I got was from Mountain Warehouse, and it's called a Tor 85 litres, that's T-O-R. It was rubbish, absolute trash. It was shaped badly, the straps came off the padding and started digging into you. It didn't fit right, it was absolute trash. I was really disappointed in it. So after only about 7 or 10 days of the trip, I went back to Mountain Warehouse, complained about how rubbish that was, threw that in the bin, and got this one, which is fantastic. This is called a Carrion, C-A-R-R-I-O-N, 80 litre rucksack. I can highly recommend this. I'll just show you it in a little bit more detail, tell you what I like about it. Firstly, you've got the bottom compartment, which you'd put your sleeping bag in, or a tent, something like that. Keeps it separate because there's a zip inside, keeps it separate from the top. So something nice and soft in the bottom. I love these. You can put your water bottles in each of them, there's one on each side. So I'd carry 2 water bottles, one on each side. The only problem with that is I couldn't reach them without taking the bag off. I probably could have done if I'd have really tried, but it wasn't as accessible as I thought it was going to be. The other great thing is the walking sticks. You could just tie them in there and have them sticking in the pocket there on one side. Never got in the way. Brilliant idea. You've got a zip here so that you can get into the bag from the side without having to open it all up. You've got a nice pocket on the top and a pocket inside on the top. You've got a very small one here where I used to keep my batteries. That was handy. And yeah, and the straps themselves are absolutely fantastic. Really comfortable. If I could say one bad thing is it does get very sweaty on the back. Really sweaty. But apart from that, it's fantastic. And out of all of the rucksacks I've had before, I've never had one with pockets on the belt. And they were really, really handy. I'd put tissues in one of them, because obviously you get a runny nose a lot when you're walking in the morning. So I'd just have tissues in one and I could just pick them out, and whatever in the other. But very, very handy. Loved that bag. Love that bag, should I say. Yeah, I would highly recommend that for anybody. Sticking with bags, this is my second rucksack. This is for when I don't have to carry the big bag, which I don't now because Maz is here with the motorhome, so I carry this every day now. But for example, on day 1, I was walking to the hostel where I stayed the night before day 1, and I could leave my big rucksack there, so I got this to get me to there, really. I think it was only £12.99 in the January sales, and it is absolutely fantastic. You cannot tell you've got it on. It is so light. I believe it's waterproof. And I'll just show you this. So you would fill the bag up with whatever you wanted, and then you just pull that down, pull it over, tighten that up, and stick it on your back. Absolutely brilliant. Just a loop at the top and a loop at the bottom. Loved it. I absolutely love that. Best buy ever. £12.99. And the last bit of mobile storage I have, and I wear this every day, and I have worn it every single day, is a little bum bag. Little compartments at the front, bigger one in the middle, which I'd keep usually a charger in there, and some batteries for the camera. and a small one at the top where I've also put tissues, as you can see, and some more batteries. So yeah, really handy, just for things you need to get out very quickly, things you're using constantly. So moving on to camping equipment now. This is the sleeping bag I took, which I've never been in that. It's Maz's niece's is that. I think she took it to Indonesia, I think it was. It's a very light one, a very thin one. I've got a very big thick one, but I thought for weight reasons and bulkiness, I thought I'll give that a go. Never needed to use it. A Terra Nova tent, I'm not sure on the model number. Polar Light 2 Micro. I got this for wild camping Scotland, and it was one of the best you could get at the time. It is absolutely fantastic. It's only a one-man tent, you can't get 2 people in there, but it is fantastic. And there's the poles to go with it. And again, this is amazing. Thermarest, that's your sleeping mat, which you blow up. Absolutely brilliant. And then just a cheap ground cover. And I was also carrying this around with me, just a few spare bits in case there was ever any tears in the tent, which I've never had, and I've had the tent about 4 years now. But I sent all of that back. I sent it back to Mazzy once I realised I wasn't going to be camping until at least Scotland. Just carrying that around for no reason really, so it was good to get that off my back. So moving on to clothing, honestly this motorhome is getting messier and messier as I'm going along, but I can't do anything about it. Here is the clothing I took with me. Now, jackets, I bought that the day before. The smelly blue jacket, which is the best thing I've ever worn. Jacket wise, it is brilliant. I also took and carried this jacket with me all the time, because it is just ultra warm, ultra fantastic for bad weather, but I've not had really bad weather. It's not great for walking in, but it is essential. You need a good waterproof jacket, and that's what that was there for. Again, that cost me a lot of money a few years ago, and it's the same as what the Mountain Rescue wear in the Cairngorms in Scotland. It's made by Keela. Not sure on the model number or anything to tell you, but yeah, very good. I took 2 of these, green one and a grey one, just very light tops. Pants, I took 2 pairs, some crag hoppers, which are fantastic. I recommend them to anybody. And these, which I've had for years, as you all know. I wear them in nearly every video. They're from Sweden. Again, these were very expensive, but they've lasted me for years and years and years. G1000, I don't even know what the make is to tell you, sorry. Can I find it? There we are. Fjall Raven, never heard of it, but they are fantastic. Obviously the thermals, thermal pants, thermal top. Some waterproof pants just to put over my pants if it did really throw it down. They weigh absolutely nothing. And obviously I think I took maybe 3 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks, and then I ended up buying these babies, which I would say everybody who does anything like this must get waterproof socks. They have been lifesavers. These are seal skins, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I have not had wet feet since, and yes, they cost an absolute fortune. I think they were £38, but they are fantastic. Moving on to footwear, I like to carry these around. Ball of foot pads from Boots, 2 in a pack, felt, sticky on the bottom, stick it on your foot as it shows you there, and they really help to stop your foot from getting too hot when it starts to heat up. If you're doing a lot of miles, that's when I tend to put them on. These are the shoes I've been wearing. I'm not cleaning them up just for this video. They're called Lone Peak. They're in a bit of a mess now, come on, let's be honest, but what do you expect? They've done 450 miles now. Inside them, this is what they came with. This was the soles inside. And then I bought some of these gel ones, which are fantastic. They really are. They help to keep your feet cool as well. Highly recommend them. You just cut them to the size of your foot and stick them in there. And I've also got another pair of them, which I was given on the trip by Alan, I think it was. So I've got two of the gels and them. And what I tend to do is have the gels in 1 or 2 days. Then if they're not feeling as comfy, I might go back to them for a day and then put some more of them in and just swap them around so that the heat on your foot is in different areas of your foot and not in the same place all the time. But these have been fantastic, apart from, I don't know if you can see that at the back. Let me just try and zoom in on that for you. Can you see that at the back? It's just starting to rip at the back there. But not a massive problem yet. They're still doing the job. They're not good on ice, definitely not. You do slip in them. But as far as comfort's concerned, you will not get comfier things on your feet than them. I probably am going to need to get some boots. I can't afford any at the moment, but when I get up to Scotland area, more where it's going to be wetter, and probably some boggy grass, I think I'm going to need to get some boots. I did have some boots, but I threw them away. I wore them for 1 mile and got a blister. So I threw them away. I was absolutely disgusted. I already had a lot of wear out of them. I've worn them on a lot of trips in the past, but it was time to get rid of them. So I've literally walked around with just 1 pair of footwear. So at the end of the day, I'm having to like clean them off so that I look a bit more respectable for when I'm walking into wherever I'm staying. On top of that, we've got some ankle gaiters, which have been pretty good. They just keep the bottom of your trousers a bit cleaner. They don't do it. You're still going to get splashes above the ankle, but they do help. They are worth getting, certainly when you're walking in mud. So that's the footwear. A few odds and ends. This was my towel for the trip. Excellent, a microfiber antibacterial travel towel. This one's 80 by 124. Don't know if that's centimetres or inches, not sure. But it goes in this nice small bag, and they are very, very good. Very good, very light. They do smell after you've used them a few times. You know, I just use it for washing my hair every morning, or I have done. And it does start to pong a bit, but they do wash and dry very quickly and easy as well. These bags are always handy, just little bags for carrying bits in. Keep, you know, waterproof bags. I put my clothes in this one. And you know, it just separates the different. You've got electronics, you've got your medication, your clothes, your footwear things, and I just keep things in separate bags to keep, you know, so you know what's what and where it is. And then there's also a rucksack rain cover, which I found out I didn't need because you've actually got one inside the rucksack at the bottom. But yeah, just in case it absolutely throws it down, you don't want a wet rucksack. And the last thing I'm going to show you in this video, I'm going to make this a 2-part video, is what I call Sissy Sticks. Sticks, hiking rods, hiking poles, whatever you want to call them. I've used them maybe twice. I do find them helpful, but I think you need to be on the right ground. You're not going to need them when you're walking on flat ground along a canal or on a road. They're really for when you're walking over the hills and over grass. But very, very handy, and I carried them every day without even noticing they were there. They were just tucked nicely in the side of the rucksack. But yeah, I would highly recommend them. So I'll leave this video at that because I've still got quite a few more bits to go through. I'll do that on a separate video for you. So just giving you an idea of what I started the trip with, what I've bought on the trip. And as you know, Maz is here now, taking me from place to place, so I'm not having to carry the big rucksack anymore. I don't have to worry about most of these things anymore. But at least they're there if I need them, and this is what you will need if you're planning on doing a trip like this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch us on part 2 tomorrow. Love you all. See you later. Bye-bye.
Try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You'll stumble in my footsteps.